Hey, Arcturus here. Today we're looking at the Series 7 Bricklink Designer sets. These are up for pre-order now and will continue to be up until February 23rd, 2026 at 12 p.m. Pacific time or when all the sets sell out. So they've changed how they do the pre-orders from previous series, where there's a total allotment for all 5 sets, as opposed to, say, 30,000 of each set, which is how they started originally. So if one set sells out completely, it can pull from a less popular set's allotment of production slots, essentially. So in this series, for instance, if one is really popular and one is not, maybe they only sell 10,000 of the really unpopular set, and then they sell 60 or 70,000 of the more popular set, is sort of how that works. So there's sort of a total allotment for all 5 sets, and then it's pieced out based on what people want, which I think will work pretty well, though we'll have to see. In this series, we have 5 different sets. That's the Antique Collection for 110 USD, the Sushi Restaurant for 280 USD, the Privateer Frigate for Tuna for 350 USD, Walt for 40 USD, and the Alchemist Shop for 200 USD. Those are all ending in 99, and I rounded them up the 1 penny difference. So the numbers you see on screen will be ever so slightly different, but essentially that's about what they are. Of course, you'll have to add in whatever local tax you have on top of that. So let's start off by looking at the Antique Collection. So of these 5 sets, I think this is certainly one of the stranger ones. It looks good, but I don't think it's for me. It's a nice looking set, just not something I'd be interested in picking up. Although if you are, by all means, I hope you are able to get it. And as of right now, it looks like every set is funded, although you won't see that on this screen because of how I put these images in. So we're not going to go too in-depth on these sets since the pre-order window is open. I invite you to go to the Bricklink program and look directly at the Series 7 sets, so you can get a lot of the closer look at these different sets. The next up we're going to look at is the Sushi Restaurant. I think this is a great looking build. Looks like it fit really well with modular buildings. Might actually be a bit too detailed to fit in well. It might make your other ones look a little less detailed. I think it's really awesome. I really do like it. It looks really, really good. It is one I'm really interested in. I like the little tram it's got there on the side. I just can't justify at $280. But if you can and you do want it, I suspect this will be one of the more popular sets, although perhaps not the most popular set. Just at its price point, it's a little more than I want to spend. Up next, we have the Privateer Frigate for Tuna. This set looks amazing. It looks really good. This was originally what I thought I would go for, but unfortunately at the $350 price point, it's just a bit more than I can justify. And looking at the size of the set, I have nowhere to put this. It's just going to get built and then put away. And so at $350, it's a little more than I want to spend right now. But it does look amazing. If you have the Thieves of Tortuga, it would look awesome. Go super well with that. I think you could probably make it go well with the Italian Riviera. Is that the right one? One of the Lego modulars, I think it'd fit pretty well with. There's, of course, any of the pirate theme sets. Just would be fantastic. You get a ton of minifigures with the set, if that's something you're after. And it just looks really, really well done. Just a lot of detail. Really like it. But unfortunately, it's just not one I'm going to be able to pick up this go round, unfortunately. But it does look really nice. Up next, we have Walt, which is a sort of robot style build. Sort of reminds me of the female robot from the Wall-E movie, which maybe was the inspiration for this. Not a set I'm particularly interested in, but it looks good, just not something for me. This one is the cheapest of the 5 sets at $40, and I think that's a pretty good price point for this. I think it looks good, just doesn't grab my interest. And then for the last set, which I think will be the most popular, we have the Alchemist Shop. This is a medieval set. Looks fantastic. Lots of nice details on the interior. Couple pretty decent minifigs, it looks like, particularly if you're interested in the medieval sets. which I think a lot of people are based off of previous Bricklinks and previous Lego sets. So if you are interested in this one, fortunately this time, I don't think you have to worry about this particular set selling out as long as all of them don't sell out. So you should be able to get your hands on it if you want it and are ordering within the pre-order window, which you have about a week this time. Previous ones have been longer, but I believe they've kind of narrowed it down to about a week or 12 days. This time it's a week, which I think is probably good enough for most people. So if you are interested, do check it out. I will say the only thing I don't quite like about this is the flask on the roof. It feels a bit too video gamey for me as opposed to a medieval set. If it was like a signpost, that would be perfect, but I think it works pretty well. I don't think that would be hard to swap around to get a sort of different look for that roof, more standard, just flat roof there. But overall, I do like this set. For me, it was a debate between the Alchemist Shop and the sushi restaurant, and I wound up going with the Alchemist Shop as it's a little cheaper of the price point there. If I could get both, those would be the top two I get. And if I could get three, the third would be the Privateer Frigate Fortuna. But that's just a little too large for me to justify picking up, let alone at the price point that it's at. So if you're interested in any of these, be sure to go check out the Bricklink Designer Program, as they're currently up for pre-order, and that way you can get them for a more reasonable price than when they're put up on eBay, as people sell them off after they've built and used them in a few years, or you're not trying to piece it together from parts. That's all I've got for today. I hope you're able to get the set you're interested in. If you see this, and if you're seeing this after the fact, well, I hope you're able to pick up whichever one you want when they are finally released. These will be released sometime in July. So there is about a 6-month delay almost on when these will be launched. I think that they've been pretty good about meeting those expected launch dates there. The next series, Series 8, goes up in June and has a few items. So while you're there, you can check that out as well. I probably will be skipping that one as nothing there really grabs my attention, but they haven't come up with the final product images, so I'll have to check back and see. But if you are interested, I hope you are able to get these, and that's all I've got for this week. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.